beautiful people. Yes, you. So welcome back to Waking Up with Kandy, where we share awakening stories with one another in hopes to create a resonance, a wisdom, a dialogue, all that beautifulness. So today we are so honored to have Leslie Bennett. My eyes are so red. Oh my gosh. Leslie Bennett, and I see she's here from Grace Studios. Let me go ahead and, yes. It's happening! We're just waiting. Yay! Oh my gosh! Wow! Hi!
Hi!
Can you hear me? Oh crap, I forgot my ear things.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh my gosh. Do you mind if I go? You look so pretty. You look so cute.
You're so kind. Thank you.
You do. You do. Okay, I have to go grab them really quick because just in case I feel like I'm low and I like yell and scream, even though I do it anyways. Okay, hold on 1 sec. Sorry. Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, no worries. See, that was so fast. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay,
all good. All good.
Oh
my gosh, I'm getting all these text messages right now.
Oh really? Of course. So if you guys, if this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Candace. I'm a bright and shiny being just like you. And yeah, so this is Waking Up with Kandy. And today we have Leslie Bennett. And she is such a beautiful, heart-centered human being.
Thank you.
I'm so honored to have her.
Thank you.
She's a law of attraction movement and meditation coach, and she has such a beautiful story to share today. So thank you for joining. And how you doing? Your hair looks so good.
Excited to meet you. I've been following you for like since quarantine started. And I'm so grateful I found you because I truly felt so alone in all of that. And I'm just so glad I found you. And so, yeah, I'm so excited to actually talk to you.
I feel you. I know. In person to person. I know. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to try not to like geek out a lot, but, or sweat too much, but my eyes are so red. I rewatched your video on YouTube that you tell your story, and yeah, I when you started crying, I started and I just didn't stop. So yeah.
I'm a crier. I cry every day. Every day. Happy tears, like all the time. I can't help it.
Me too.
Even with my clients, I lead meditations every day, and oftentimes I'm crying in the middle of them. So it's okay. It's all good. I think it's beautiful. I think, it's a good way. If you're not getting the emotions out, then they're stuck inside. So obviously more has to come out. So that's okay.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a crier too. I am all about it. And so, anywho, enough about me. So Leslie, if you can just tell us where you're from, a little bit about yourself, and then you can kind of get into your story, and how you've come to where you are now.
Okay. You might have to guide me through some questions.
Yeah, of course.
Where are you right now?
California, Southern California.
LA or?
Yeah, just outside of LA. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm in Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not from here. I'm from Chicago. And then I went to college in Iowa, and then I lived back in Chicago and traveled, moved to Brooklyn for 5 years, moved to San Jose, California for 5 years, moved to Nashville. So I've been all over the place and traveled a lot for work. So.
Yes, yeah. I know. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So I feel like I'm at home no matter where I go.
That's good. Because you carry it within you and within your heart. So beautiful. I mean, I did write a lot of notes for just your video was just so powerful. Honestly, like if you guys have not checked out her YouTube video that she talks about her, it's LOA, Law of Attraction journey. I think
Yeah.
that's the title. It's really, really beautiful. It honestly really is. I'm going to be sharing it with a lot of people.
Thank you.
I think it helps to like really you're very relatable. Even to me, I really related so much to you and to your story in a huge way. I just from you going in the beginning, I mean, honestly, you guys, you should really watch it. It's so beautiful. And the way that she pours her heart out, honestly, it's really remarkable. Like like really, really, really.
You're so sweet.
I'm like being really honest. And before we did this, I told Leslie, I said, I know that you're gonna have such a pull on people's hearts. Like I could just feel it so much. And I mean, it was my heart for real that she
Thank you.
really like pulled. But
I was kind of
um,
embarrassed. It's like I was so happy to just get it out because I was like
mhm.
thinking I really just turned on the video camera and I didn't even know exactly what I was gonna do. And I didn't know what I was gonna say. And it just like diarrhea of the mouth just like fell out of me. And I was like, I just needed to get that out for whatever reason if nobody watches it. And then I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, I don't know, because I'm crying all over the place. And, but I was just being honest, so.
Yeah, you were. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I even was like, let it out. You're just, but that's how I am too. I'm like, focus, focus, okay? Or else I'm just gonna do crying for 5 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But okay. So let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
I really related to you when you said that you had that connection, that alignment within yourself, and and then you can touch upon your first manifestation experiences that you did.
Mhm.
I mean, wow, my mouth was like, wow, multiple
Oh,
times, like amazing. And then how you lost that spark. I completely related to that. That happened to me as well. And going and finding that spark, that love, that connection back to self again. Oh,
that's
so
what this year's
good.
been about, right?
Yes.
For
Yes.
everybody, the awakening. And just, I'm here for all of it. I watch most of your shows with your guests, and I'm here, like, I will talk about all of it. Like, I'm so in. I think it's just, I was really looking for a space that was open to talk about all this stuff. So
We're
I'm
here,
here.
girl. We're
I'm
here
here.
for it. Oh, good. Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
well, I was always spiritual since I was little, though, so my parents, just a traditional Christian home, brought me to church sometimes twice a week, really
Mm.
old school boomer parents, you know,
Yeah.
so just traditional. And so, my mom was always like reading me Bible stories and had me write out since I was about 6 in a little notepad writing out my prayers. So like I had little
Wow.
notebooks of all my prayers to God. And so it was never even a question if there was a God to me.
Mm.
And then when I went to college, I was kind of like, well, I don't really know if Jesus is the only way. Like there's so many ways it could go. And I'm like, I think I just love all of it. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone has a different path. And like I was baptized when I was 18. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. I'm going to college. I think my parents wanted to slip it in before I went to school, before I went to college. And then I was just like, oh, I don't really know what I think anymore. I was kind of a little confused.
Mm-hmm.
But I always knew there was something. I always knew there was something. I just didn't think it had to be one way, you know? So really from there, I just started developing this, law of attraction like life where I was just attracting things and I didn't know the secret wasn't out yet. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a way of life.
It was all from you within your own self.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I never even heard of it. And I was like, when The Secret came out, I didn't even relate to it. I was like, so you just wish for what you want for? I was like, no, that's weird. I didn't even relate. And then, gosh, then, 9/11, not 9/11, oh my goodness, COVID happened, and I started really just connecting all these dots. And I'm like, I have been doing this for so long. Like, my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I just didn't even know. Like, I really got into meditating and figuring out my stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
like we all have like this awakening. We all are peeling off the layers and
Yeah.
all
Finding
that.
out, remembering who we are, coming back to our heart.
Yes. Do you know Regan Hillier?
No.
Okay. She is this amazing woman who leads these. I found her on Solvana.
Mm.
You listen to meditations and stuff, and she's like this just amazing person. She speaks light language. Um,
Oh, wow.
that is
Yes, yes,
for
yes,
sure, right? And
yes. My dream the other day, actually, so I don't know who it was. Somebody was talking to a dog in light language, and I'm like, oh, you're speaking light language. Like I recognized it,
yeah,
and but I anyway. So yeah, that yes,
yes. So
yes.
she speaks it, and she's just amazing. And I don't know why I brought her up, but I listen to her all the time. Gosh, I don't even remember what I was going to say
It's
about her, but
okay. We'll plug her in the
yeah,
description, and so I can check it out and other people too, because
yeah,
there's a reason for it. There's a reason. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't even know, but yeah. So I just was a super, law of attraction kind of person. If you haven't seen my YouTube, I was just, you know, going with where my heart was leading me.
Yes.
I just was like, okay, I really want this, career. I want to really be a pop star, but I don't know how to do that. How do you be a pop star? I have no idea. So, I got my college degree and I went to the obvious choice, an advertising job, because that was one of my degrees. And it was awesome. And I loved my friends, and I met my 6-year boyfriend there, and it was great. But like 3 months later, I quit and joined my girl group. And that whole story, just the way it unfolded, for anyone who hasn't seen the video, it's just, I heard this audition one day that said, hey, you
Yes.
want to be a pop star, when I was driving to work. And I was like, yes. And I was looking for something to write on, and I did it. And I was listening to the commercial all week long, and I didn't hear it. And I just didn't think it was going to happen. And it turned out the night before the audition, I turned on the radio, and the first thing I heard was, hey, you want to be a pop star? And ended up, that was my first record deal. And then it just happened again and again and again. Like I kept lining things up all the time. And it was just because truly I was putting myself in the position, like I already
Hmm.
was in my mind. I already was, Um, and so that's what happened to me. And I was just living this super awesome, momentum filled life. And then
Yeah.
somehow it just kind of, I don't know, just fell
You know,
apart.
well, you know what I really love though is before, right? In your manifestation state before, and then you know how you can I say it fizzled out. And then you got it back. You got it back. It's all good. It's all here. Um, but you really led with your heart, with your feelings, and you, like you said, you really put yourself out there. So you're like, okay, I really want to do this. Okay. So I want to be a pop star, or I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know. Like, I do love this band. Where do they live? Sure, I'll go there. Bam. And
That's
it's just like,
literally all I did.
yeah, and you took those chances to follow your inside, your feelings, your heart, and that's what you do now though too, which is so beautiful because that's like that's such a strong gift of yours to like follow your feeling. Before I forget, I would love the last 10 minutes if we can. I would love it if you can guide us through like your the just a quick like deep breath work, like an in and out. Gosh, that was so good, and you do
Oh,
it so differently too, which I
oh,
love.
thanks.
And that your manifestation technique that you do in the video, that would be
Yeah.
so beautiful if you
Oh,
can.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll remind you.
I thank you.
So no worries.
Yes.
But okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Your
Well, yeah, I don't even know what to say, but I did fall off track. Like everything was aligning so beautifully. And then I don't know exactly what happened. I felt like my music career was just kind of like crumbling because I wasn't as into it, because I
Mm,
felt my biological clock ticking,
yeah.
and I was like, I want to be a mom, but like, I don't think I should be a mom because I'm totally screwed up. Like, and I knew that I had that much insight that, um, it's still a struggle for me sometimes to talk to people one-on-one versus being on stage. Like, definitely my comfort zone is being on stage and, behind a bar or something like that. But like being one-on-one, sometimes it gets a little like super vulnerable for me, and like
Yeah.
I freeze up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really
Uh,
intimate. It's intimate. Yeah, it's can be scary,
mhm.
for definitely, definitely.
It's all that childhood trauma stuff, though. It's all that stuff. And so I think that it was just the universe guiding all of us during this time, all of us, the awakening, to just purge, get rid
Hmm.
of all of that,
It's a
Um,
catalyst.
yeah, I needed to. I mean, living that way and the law of attraction, we all do, but I needed to clear out my junk before I focused on that stuff.
Yeah.
I was really just meditating. I found, I was lost, and I called energy worker, and she told me to find Louise Hay. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, have you heard of her?
Yes, and this was that was last year, right? That she told you
That was
this.
like 2 years ago.
Oh, two
Hmm.
years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
so that is so fascinating because yeah, I've heard of her. I started with her as well. So that you started with her, even though it was, you know, not the same amount, years apart. But yeah,
So you found her a
beautiful.
year ago?
No, that was in like 2013 that I
Okay.
I found her, and oh, she really sparked the shift within me for sure, hands down, like the first of my healings. So, yes. So, and for you too, right? You mentioned how she really ignited that self-love within yourself.
I was like, I'm just gonna do it. That's what this energy person told me to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I did, and I was just diving into it, and I was doing my affirmations. I'm like, okay, now what? And then, you're in the YouTube black hole, and you go to Esther Hicks, Abraham, and then you go to Wayne Dyer. And I just kept, binging, just listening nonstop, like
Yeah.
walks all day long, putting my kid next to me and putting the headphones in, just listening, I just needed it. Like, I felt like so lost, like I needed guidance, and it just super helped me, person to person to person. And all this is like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, it's all
What
starting to
did it
click.
do? Yeah. So, what did it do to start
Um,
to do?
it just started to shift, and I was like, I feel like I'm coming home again to who I used to be. Like, I feel like that's who I was. And then, like, I felt a sense of relief, like I had a kid, thank God. So now I can focus on what do I really want to do. I felt like
Yeah.
when I was lost, like, I want to be a mom, but I don't feel like I'm ready. And what am I going to do with my life? I can't be a rock star forever. I was really being like an ageist to myself. I'm like, you're too old
Mm.
to still want to do that. Like, you know, I just felt like, okay, so what am I going to do? And I ended up having my child, and then COVID happened. And then I found all these people, and then I found Kyle Cease. I don't know if you heard this guy.
I haven't. I The first time
So
was in
many
your
people.
video.
Yeah. Um, wow. He was like one of the comedians, like long time ago, like I don't know, Last Comic Standing or something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
He was like super in the comedy scene, and then he went to the super spiritual world. Kyle Cease, amazing. And he has this like, monthly group that's so affordable, and he just has all these meditations, and he sits and meditates for 8 hours a day in silence. Like,
wow.
he's just like this amazing person. And he led people through a meditation, and I did it for myself. And it really um, was just the catalyst for major change in my life. So
Mm.
it only takes sometimes like a few really intense meditations to like break those chains of trauma, which I knew I had, but I didn't know how to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But there was a meditation that he did. It was like, go back to, the scene of the crime, like when you had like this traumatic event. And I specifically remember like the defining moment of my life when I was 4 years old, of a person who I will not say, told me like, I effing hate you, and started saying all these horrible things to me. And I have a 3-year-old, so just imagining looking back at saying that to somebody is crazy, but really ripped me apart in a very, very like hostile, dark way. And I remember crying and having that lump in my throat and feeling trauma like downloading into my body in that moment. And it really changed my entire life. I feel like I've never trusted people. I've never been, because of that moment. And so Kyle Cease's meditation was like, you go back to that defining moment and you hug that little girl. You tell her, you don't worry about this person. You don't, you're going to be okay. You tell this person to, take a hike, in so many words. And so I just pictured myself like when I was with like my daughter, and I was hugging myself and walking myself through this traumatic moment as an adult, mothering myself basically. And it was just so healing and profound, and lots of garbage was coming up. Like it wasn't a smooth road, it's ups and downs, as you know. And
it all comes out. It all comes out for you to see it, so then you can transmute it, so then you can release it and forgive it, just like let it go.
Yeah. So I mean, I just started as like a fitness person, a dancer first, and then I went to fitness, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be a professional dancer at my age. I can do fitness, I can teach things like that. But then some of my clients, I was going through all this transformation while I was personal training, and all of my clients, I was noticing, pinching their bodies and saying mean things about themselves. And I was like, I think personal training is fine, but it's not really like the root heart of who I am. So I am just going to, I'm going to transform these chicks the way that I've been transforming myself. I'm going to start doing these positive affirmations. I'm going to start meditating. I'm going to incorporate all this stuff that has helped me so much. And that's my new offering. Like I'm like, because it's not just about counting your calories and working out, because if you are stuck in this loop of I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm whatever, like you've got stuff to deal with before you can think about, the superficial stuff. Like it's really a holistic kind of approach.
100%. It is. And those thoughts, imagine we know how powerful thoughts are, right? So what if you are, you have your, you're going to eat something and you're just like feeding, you're like, I shouldn't eat that. I shouldn't eat that. It's so bad for me. I'm going to get so fat. I'm going to do the negative thoughts all into it. And then guess what? You end up eating it, and you just digest it. You have all that negativity inside of your body.
Yes. And then you have guilt and you have shame, which, on the vibration scale is like down at 20, like the lowest you can feel is guilt and shame. And like,
fear.
Like Christy Marie Sheldon, you're always trying to be at 500 or above. You're always trying to be love or above. You're always trying to. And so that's really what I'm just trying to teach whoever wants to listen, is trying to get your vibration to the point where you're feeling open, and I've been doing a tremendous amount of like heart openers, yoga, and not just the physical stuff, of course, but just a lot of heart opening meditations. And I physically, it's crazy, in the past couple weeks I feel my heart like I almost had like a heart transplant from like a larger human. Like I feel my heart feels heavier and bigger, and like I can feel my heartbeat without even putting my hands on my heart. Like I'm so aware of my heartbeat now. And it's so much easier now to just raise my vibration and to get in tune with it. If anyone's like, what are you talking about? There are heart openers that you can do physically and you can do emotionally, just through meditation and stuff, that really, really is so transformative in how you feel from the inside out. Really, I can't even put it to words, but
I know. I hear you.
Great.
Yeah, I can feel it. So I'm hoping that everybody can feel her heart has opened and expanded so much that it's so open and expanded that she's able to allow it to overflow into everybody that she needs. I mean, it makes me so emotional. It's so beautiful, and I relate so much to you. And it's just really like, oh, it's just amazing. I mean, hence why I have such red eyes today. But really, like, when you can be in this awareness state, and your story, as she goes into much detail on her YouTube, her story that she says, it really, the underlining theme is that she's always aware. You're always aware, like, what do I want? Okay, this is what I want. Oh, this is how I'm feeling. I mean, yeah, you had that time where you felt that loss, but that's okay. You were still aware, like, what's going on. I know that I could feel this way. What happened? You're still this awareness, and then you have this awareness of, okay, there's stuff I need to dig up. There's stuff I need to work through. And when you can be aware of the possibilities and the awareness of how high you can rise your consciousness and frequency, and how beautiful your whole life can be, and how open and big your heart can expand, then you can say, you can, it's like, it's so hard to, like, sometimes I can imagine listening to somebody talk about, like, oh, just like love and happiness. Like, it sounds so corny, right? But really, when you have this awareness, and when you go through this, like, the work, or whatever journey everybody's at, you do come to this place of just pure love and beauty and compassion for each other and yourself. And there's no words. It's so beautiful and magical, and that's where you are, and that's, oh, I just love it. I get to talk about it all day.
Yeah.
um
One thing I loved in my meditation teacher training, he's like, my teacher was like, the first thing you have to know is everyone is just a culmination of their experiences and what they've been through in their life. Like, so never take anything personally, because it's all just a mirage. It's
mhm.
all just, we're all one. We're all the same spirit, but we've all been through different stuff, you know? But so I think that's just something to remember for all of us, you know. I feel like, you know, during this whole time since COVID, like, I've lost so many friends. It's so sad.
um,
Um,
yeah,
I, you know, it's like the universe kind of clears people out of
yeah,
your life and puts new ones in, and it's so sad and it breaks my heart. Um, but just
yeah.
with, like, being awake to everything that's happening, and I feel like so many people just, you have to honor their journey, and I feel like they're looking at me like I'm some space cadet woo woo, and I am like, go ahead and jab that in your arm, go ahead, like, I'm not mad at you, or go ahead and do you whatever. But I have had people that don't even want to talk to me anymore because I have a different perception on things like that, and
Yeah,
it's so heartbreaking. Anyway, I felt
it
super
is.
alone during all of this, you know, and so I do appreciate your channel so much. I really do.
Good. Yes. I can, I mean, that's natural. That's all just bound to happen, that we do lose our friends or our close loved ones. It might just be momentarily, temporarily, and all we can do is just send them love.
Yeah.
And yeah, and when they are
Yeah.
ready, then
Yeah.
they'll be ready, and they'll know exactly who to come to,
Yeah.
because they'll know, and they're like, oh yeah, she was telling me, it stays there in this, in their higher self. I mean, it's like, okay, yes, Leslie's trying, or can I, we're all doing our part, um, all good intentions. So it's up to each individual, and to really have that open heart and compassion, understanding for others as where they are on their journey, and without the judgment. And I know that's difficult for a lot of people, but and that is, yeah, that acceptance of losing people, it definitely can be very sad and really hard. And that's probably the hardest thing that we will have to go through as what you will say,
in this
light
journey.
workers or on this journey. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's
I
tough,
mean,
but
who do you
yeah,
consider light workers? Like, who would you define? How would you define that?
I would say anybody who feels the call, the need, the light within them to show and to share with others to help them um, rise higher, rise above. They feel a need and a call to reach out their hands and lend their heart
Hmm.
in in that higher consciousness way for all of humanity.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like it's a very interesting time. And yes, I definitely feel called. I'm like, but would I consider myself a light worker? I don't know. I don't know.
I know. I even can't really say that about myself. But I know that I am. I know that it's true. But yeah, it just I get, as humans, as spiritual beings having a human experience, we like to label things and we like to have, titles
Hmm.
and labels, put them in a box, that goes here, blah, blah.
Hmm.
But you know what? It doesn't need to be like that. It doesn't have to be words. You just feel that you have this abundance of love to give, and you just show others as being the example. And I mean, that's what I do, and that's just, and
Yeah,
I know you do that too.
yeah. Do you ever feel like you have a hard time being the example around like certain people?
Oh, I used to. I really used to a lot, struggle more so. I mean, like I'm always, I'm always going to be learning. I'm always going to be a student, definitely. But I feel more like stronger in my position, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm.
But oh yeah, definitely, definitely for sure. Like maybe they would say something or ask something in a certain way, and I would just feel so triggered or like
Yeah.
feel like I'm heated. I'm like, okay, whoo, I'm feeling emotional. Hold on. I'm aware of this, what's going
Yeah.
on, and work through it because it's my stuff, it's nothing to do with them. Again,
Right.
if you don't take things personally what other people say or do, then what they say to me, even though, yes, I felt hurt or offended, disrespected so many times and just so many things, but now I really know in my heart that it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Hmm.
How they and I wish them well and I love them and I send
Totally.
them love, but really I don't no longer allow. I'm not going to say ever because there definitely can be times. Definitely, like I said, I'm always learning. It's a process. Um, that to allow that to affect me, them to affect me emotionally, when it really doesn't have anything to do with me,
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a journey, definitely. It's a
Hmm.
long journey I've
Yeah.
definitely been on.
It's like I get to this like plateau and then I'm like, oh my God. And then I take two steps back and two steps forward. It's, I think I'm really getting somewhere. And then that's all part of
Oh,
the ride. It's
it
all.
is. Oh, it is. So many times I'm like, okay, got it, cool. I'm like, here, and then crash, and then
Hmm. Yeah.
trauma comes up, and then relearning again, and then you think, and then you go through it again, and then you're like, whoa, that really devastated me. I allowed that to. It's all
Right.
learning.
Yeah. I'm like, how do I
Yeah,
let that. Yeah.
I know. But
Yeah.
we're all to go through it. Like if you didn't go through your journey as you did, I mean, how would you find your place today, who you are, what you teach, how you show people the light and the love that's possible for them,
Mm.
that's within them already,
Yeah.
if you didn't go through it. So, oh yeah, it's all for our highest and best good, I believe.
Yes.
But girl, I
I
feel you.
I definitely, yeah. I feel like when I'm working with clients, especially ones that have to lose weight, like that's something they come to me with. Like, a lot of times we'll start with like a meditation for self-love and telling
Mm,
yourself like you are worthy, or is there anything you want to say to your body? Like, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm,
yeah.
I'm here for you. I respect you. 100% of the time there's tears because we've all felt like that. We always,
Yeah.
and so I always want to say to my clients, like, can't hate yourself into health. You have to love your body into health, you know? So it starts from the inside going out. And then, you know, you think like, oh yeah, I got it. This is what I teach. And then you put on clothes that don't fit and you're like, oh, so mad at yourself. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yep.
I know this lesson. Why am I, you know,
I
and that's
know.
just an easy example, but yeah.
I know. I mean, yeah, definitely, definitely still working on my body love, most definitely. And it's improved greatly since I started to bless my food and really speak love into everything that I put into my body, water, whatever it is. And yeah, and bless it. And then just tell my body I love you, you look good, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like just putting so much love back into me, back into my body, really has shifted, transformed
Yes.
me so much.
Yes.
Because then I could still want to lose weight, but I'm not hating myself in the process.
Yeah. Instead, it's like, you can do it. You're doing great. Instead of you
Yeah,
fat girl, like, you know.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. And yeah, I really was that person who really spoke extremely negatively towards myself.
hmm
And so, yeah, I definitely hear that transformation for sure.
We're all so funny.
I know. Well, speaking of, do you have any advice to those that might be? I know you kind of touched on it, but maybe you have some additions to add. Anybody who's really feeling like stuck in that dark emotion or those dark feelings, and they really just can't find a way like through it.
Journaling. Journaling.
Mm,
I mean, everybody is different, but I just think you have to move the energy, right? So for me, you know, Pilates, yoga, bar, whatever, dancing, moving. And if that's not your thing, walking, you know, getting outside, journaling, move the energy, singing, like whatever.
yeah, you sing too, right?
Yeah, whatever gets the energy out of your body, you know, because if it's going in, it's, you know, we know the whole thing, it's causing disease, but it's true. It's true. So you just want to get unstuck and just figure out like, right, like what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Meditate in
Hmm.
silence or put on some song, some music that gets you super emotional, you know? Why? And then ask yourself, why does this make me emotional? Like again, I'm a singer, a dancer. So for me, music, what about this is making me emotional? What am I trying to just keep having a dialogue with yourself, you know?
Exactly.
Just keep it moving.
I think that's so powerful. That's so true and so powerful. To if you're feeling that stuck energy, the first, of course, you want to move it so it can get unstuck. And yeah, movement, dancing, singing, journaling, writing it out, asking yourself those questions, just digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And also, you want to talk about your tapping experiences as well with.
I incorporate tapping into my work with my clients. So it's just like acupuncture or acupressure where you're tapping on the meridian points. Have you ever tried it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've used it with shadow work. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so good.
And it's
Very
totally,
powerful.
you know, it's a proven science that they, you know, have done to, what is that school where there was that terrible Sandy Hook,
Oh,
that terrible shooting like a
mm-hmm.
long time ago? A tapping group went in and did tapping for the entire community and how they all felt a major shift for the better. You know,
Wow.
it's like a wonderful practice just to release old thought patterns and negative thought patterns that aren't serving you anymore and reintroducing better thoughts, you know, into your
Mm-hmm.
experience. So I do that. And for almost every client, we always start with a psoas release. So, do you know the psoas muscle? Connects your legs to your
No.
trunk. So it's like
Okay.
the most important muscle. It's on both sides of your, you know, hips, and it connects your legs to your trunk. And so our trauma is often trapped in the psoas muscle.
Mm.
So it's really about releasing it. So your fight or flight, which everybody's talking about, all of those feelings are stuck and trapped. So you really, if you work and stretch and get into that, release that energy, it's just trapped energy.
Yeah.
It's remarkable, the changes. It's really so, there are books and books written just about this muscle. So super interesting
Awesome.
if you guys are looking for some work about that. It's called psoas muscle,
Oh,
PSOAS. So
I love it. It makes sense because trauma does get stored and trapped in the body as we go through trauma and events in our lives. So just like you did experience, you said when you're 4 years old too. Um, so yeah, it's releasing them out. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I'm definitely gonna look into that for sure.
crying's good, singing, journaling, punching a pillow, whatever you got to do, but just swallowing it
Mm.
doesn't get you anywhere. Numbing it, I'm pretty familiar with that. That doesn't, it's still there when you wake up. So
Yeah. And then just gonna build on top of more and more gunk or layers.
more guilt, more shame, more, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good times, good times.
Good. I know. I know. I know. Look, we all been through it, going through it, possibly might go through some in the future.
I feel like I've
But
honestly gotten to a point where I've gotten through the thick of it. I'm like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm like, I think I've made it to the other side. There's little stuff, but I'm feeling
Mhm.
much more whole.
Yeah. Yes. So then somebody who's maybe just starting their awakening, they're starting to just like kind of find nuances or like synchronicities in their lives, and they're feeling like confused and lost. Do you have any tips or advice for that? Just
Um, Start with Louise Hay. that was my journey. But you know, there's so many amazing people, so many amazing resources. Everyone's got their own path. So
yeah.
it's all happening the way it should for everybody.
Hmm.
But for me, connecting to my breath and my body, feeling my heart, and just finding something to be thankful for. And like Abraham Hicks says, find the best feeling thought. Um, so there's a lot of stuff you could maybe get irritated about, but find something what can get you to the highest vibration right now in this moment. But I like to connect and hold myself. I tell my clients to hold themselves, hug yourself, and say, I love you, I love you, I love you. I like to do, when I'm practicing the law of attraction, lifting my hands up and imagining all the things I want to manifest being drawn into like my being. And then I like to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's part being a dancer, but when I get my body in it, I feel like a vibration
Yeah.
elevation.
Your
So
body, and you talk about feelings as well. That's like the key, the magic, the trigger to the manifestation too, right?
yeah. So it's not about really your words, it's the feeling behind the words. So
Yeah.
you can say positive affirmations all day, like, I love myself, I love myself. But if you don't really mean it, you have to cultivate the feeling. What does love feel like? What does love feel like?
Yeah.
And just
So do you
sit
want
with
to
it.
go do you want to go ahead and do the little exercise really quick?
Sure,
That's
sure.
okay.
So if whoever's watching wants to just grab a pen and paper and just write down 4 words of how you would like to describe yourself. What kind of person do you want to be? You know, wise. Things I wish I did before this interview. Wise, articulate, joyful, abundant, beautiful. Any word that you want to really resonate, something that you would describe your highest self, your ideal self as, and write those 4 words down. Okay. So take a minute and write down your 4 words, whatever they might be. Um, okay. And then you're just going to look at your list And then you can put your hand on your heart and take a couple deep breaths. Good, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, but just being aware of your breath and just breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Perfect. And just feeling your heartbeat. And then glancing at your first word on your list. And whatever that is, I just want you to take the feeling behind that word. So say it's beautiful. What does beautiful feel like? And then as you inhale, invite beauty with the breath. Breathing in beauty, or whatever your word is. Breathe in the feeling of that word. And let it swirl around your heart. Let it trickle down into your belly. Feel it rise to the crown of your head. And then just feel it start to radiate from your heart out to every single cell of your body. And truly become that word. Perfect. And then we're just going to do that again. Looking down at your next word. And breathing in the feeling of that word. Deep breath. Feel it in your heart. Maybe that word is wise. What does wise feel like? What does, abundant feel like? So just feel the feeling behind that word. Become, embody, right? Almost see yourself as someone else, like looking at yourself from another person's perspective. And just see yourself transform into that person. And just feel your heart open and feel gratitude for allowing this feeling into your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be this quality. And then take a nice deep breath. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Finding your next word, third word on your list. And breathing it in. Feeling that feeling going all the way from the base of your belly to the top of your head. Feeling it swirling around your heart, trickling down your arms, into your legs, into your toes. And feeling like it's already happened. Like I already am this person. I already know this is who I am. Now I remember. I'm going to write that down. Why I mentioned vegan healing. And so you're just going to feel that energy of that word. Be so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I remember who I am. This is who I am. Yes. Mm-hmm. And our last word, breathing in. The feeling of this word. Who are you? What is this quality? How do you become? What is it to embody this quality? This is really just about getting in touch with your highest self. This is your best self. This is who you're meant to be. This is who you are. And just feeling so much gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for reminding me, highest self, of who I know. For reminding me. And just let all 4 of those words swirl around in your being and feeling nothing but gratitude for this wonderful blessing of a life and this experience to be this person and for this wild ride. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just feel these words one more time. Breathe them in and breathe them out with gratitude. Namaste. Good. So that's what I do, right? Doesn't that help?
Beautiful.
It helps.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I think it just, I don't know, maybe I'm too old to ever feel lost like this, but do you ever feel like, who am I today? Like, do you like those days where you feel insecure and you're like, I don't even, it's really easy to do, I think, when you're a mom, especially a mom of a little one, because you put all your energy into this little person that you forget who you are. You don't even do your hair or your makeup anymore. You just, like are so into being this nurturer, this provider for somebody else, and you kind of lose yourself. That's really common with moms, But this is something that will help everybody, but especially those moms, I think. If you ever feel like you've lost sight of who you are, or maybe, any age, there's many times in my life I felt like that, but it's such a quick, easy way to get back in line with who you are, right? And that's why I said Regan Hillier. She had this in the beginning of the talk we had today. She had this wonderful meditation where it's just like, I remember who I am. I remember who I am. I remember who I am. And you connect to your highest self. It's a meditation for connecting to your highest self. And she speaks light language, and you really feel a download of information. Every time I listen to her, I feel like I'm vibrating, and I don't even know what she's saying, but I feel like it's all making sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like music, like if you're listening to opera, I don't know what they're saying, but I'm crying because it's so powerful. It's just like amazing. So
it's the
anyway,
vibration. Yeah, it's the vibration, because
totally.
everything is energy, and we are vibration and energy. As we, ascend higher or raise our frequency or vibration, it's just, I feel the same with vibrations or sounds, music that's just like instrumental or just a voice. And it you can't describe that feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had another question that's kind of random for you. Have you felt like any weird waves of energy lately? Like, I feel like I have had a few moments where I have like graduated. I feel like I've like gotten up another level in consciousness.
Uh-huh.
And I can feel like sometimes when I'm walking, like like I've gone through some kind of weird, and I'm like checking the barometric pressure. I'm like, maybe it's my allergies. I'm like, no, it's not. I know it's something much grander. I have,
Mm-hmm.
have you felt that
Mm-hmm.
this year?
I felt, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Multiple times throughout last year. This year, last month was a huge, even
Yes.
shift, a bigger shift. I'm just like,
Yes.
I'm now living a different place. Like, I'm the same person. I'm just, but it's like, no, wait, like things are really changed within me. It's, yeah, it just keeps happening, and then another notch, and then another notch, and it just like, wow, like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Yeah, yes, yes. It's
One other person I wanted to mention is Drew Canoli. Now, none of these people know me. These are people that I just feel like if you guys are searching, like they have helped me so much. Drew Canoli. Have you heard of him?
I haven't either. No.
Unbelievable guy.
Oh.
He started Organifi, just like nutritious organic food, like
Mm-hmm.
supplements and stuff. But he is on that next level,
Mm.
that guru level. Very well read, very enlightened, very. He's transcended it, and just such a like peaceful, easy way about him. Just so inviting and helpful, so helpful. So check him out. But he taught me meditation, or taught everyone a meditation about like focusing on a point, and then looking back and just seeing like the whole perspective of the room, focusing on point. And that also helps me when I'm feeling not grounded, when I need some solid perspective. But check him
Mm-hmm.
out, Drew Canoli, amazing guy.
That's really good too. If for anybody as well that's feeling like really deep into an emotion or like anxiety, and that's all they're seeing is that anxiety, take little steps, these little, so many tools, right? So many tools, little step, and you could just do that dot like you're saying, and then just kind of like slowly
Open
expand,
your awareness.
or do the rubbing, right? That it's called something, I forget what it's called, when you
Right.
rub your stuff, like give that. It really, like, scientifically, it like helps soothe your body. But yeah, that's, ooh, I like that. I really like that, because the whole thing for me too is to zoom out. Yes, I've gotten stuck in many emotions. I've gotten stuck. I've felt stuck. That's all I see. That's all I saw was fear. It's all I saw was whatever. But then when you're outside of it, or you zoom out, then you're able to really see the truth in the situation and know, okay, it's actually okay. I'm gonna be fine. And there's so many options for me, and I'm not alone, and I have support, and there's so many resources out there. You just have to choose to turn it on, like, to go there.
Yeah,
That's
that's
hard.
true. It's hard for some people. It's hard for everybody, but
Yeah.
yeah, breathe, breathe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow, this has been so beautiful, Leslie. This has been
Thanks for
so
having me.
beautiful.
I really appreciate this and talking to you and
Well,
being here with you.
I think you have a new website. No,
I
did you?
do.
Did I make that up?
It's
Okay.
on my, if you just click in my bio, it's,
Okay.
if you want to do sessions with me, it's gracestudio.sutra.fit. Um, and so I'm just teaching, my sessions are movement and breath work and meditation. We just kind of, everyone's path is different, so we just kind of tackle everyone differently, whatever they really need. But it's a very
Yeah.
personalized experience for everyone. So
I love that. And then it's virtually and in person,
yeah,
or okay,
virtually.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah. That's
Oh,
another good thing that came out of COVID, right? Everyone's
yeah.
teaching virtually now. And so I feel like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
brought us together.
Definitely. There's so many beautiful things that have come out of this catalyst of 2020. So many beautiful things. And you can choose to see them. You can. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're belittling the things that were not so good, or the traumatic things that happened to you, or not. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We want to, like, we get so stuck in this mindset of like suffering, like, oh, like talking bad about myself, like, oh, I don't deserve it, oh, I'm talking, all this stuff to like suffer, like we're done with suffering now. We're no longer gonna suffer. So no,
Yeah.
I'm not a victim anymore.
No, not at all. Mm-mm. Well, thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, I don't
It's
want to
been
let you
so nice.
go.
I
You're
know.
so warm. You're so warm. Isn't she so warm? And like,
Oh, you're so sweet.
I love your energy so much. Like,
Thank you.
seriously, honestly,
How's my
really.
accent?
So good. I loved it the whole time. I was trying not to like say it right at first, like a nerd, but I
I was
love
telling
it.
my husband, I'm like, she thinks I have an accent. I'm like, oh, I do.
Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of mixed a little bit with the maybe Tennessee, since you live there. Maybe like a little
Yeah, could be a little bit. I say
bit.
you guys and y'all. So you guys from Chicago and y'all from Tennessee. And that's all good.
I love it so much. Oh my God, you're so cute.
Thank you
Oh
for
my gosh.
having me.
Thank you so much for everything that you do for us, for humanity, for women, for next generations, because it's
Thank
a ripple
you.
effect.
I couldn't have gotten through this year without your channel and people like you, truly. So awesome.
Well, we're here together, holding
Thank you.
hands.
Yes. Awesome,
Okay.
girlfriend.
I'll talk to you soon. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Have a great night.
Thanks for joining us. Bye, you guys.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my